buddy. Welcome back to my lure box. In today's video, we're reviewing the Clone Prawn. I've got a 92mm Clone Prawn on my little skip casting outfit today, and we're chasing mangrove jack in and around this country. This could get exciting, folks. I'm going to tell you how I like to use it and give you some tips on how you can rig it and that kind of thing to get the most out of the lure. Let's get into the review. Oh, Clone Prawn didn't take long. Oh, that was like third cast. Look at that. On a swinging sinker Clone Prawn. You beauty. He's just going it right down. Alright. That is awesome. Have a look at that. Alright, well, I've been fishing with a bait fish pattern for about an hour, trying to persist, and this Clone Prawn has done it. Right, there it is. It's that 90mm Clone Prawn, and all of those legs, it's just so realistic, that thing. I just love it. There's the pack they come in, 92mm they are, and that's the pearl green. You might not be able to see that in the glare, but they are just such a realistic profile and pattern. All those little legs. This could get fun this afternoon. Let's keep going. Yep. Oh, again. Big stick. Steady on. Steady on. A little bit excited. Oh, getting hit on the way down. Couldn't believe that. As soon as it hit the surface, they were out after it. Come on. Seems like it might just be coming into the bite. Bag it, see what happens. Yep, oh, that's a jack for sure. Boy, this is good fun. There we go, look at that on the Clone Prawn. Mate, that was so lightning quick. And it doesn't matter what size it is. Look at that. That is like just under legal, but boy, they rip you like mad in there. So sick. I'm gonna be careful. I'm getting my hand near his mouth a little bit. I'm gonna have to use my pliers here. Gotta be really careful with these fish, because they just throw their jaws. Wow, that was lightning. Boy, this is turning on now. Right, well these are the packets that they come in. They come in like a pack of 6, and there are smaller ones. I think there's like a 67 mil or 62 mil. I've used that one, I've got it here actually. And I've used that one for Flathead and Bass and Bream and little Trevally and things, and they're fantastic as well. But these big 92s that I'm fishing here, that's a 92 mil Clone Prawn, and it's been rigged weedless. Now have a look at all those appendages on it. I just love these things, and I have actually done a video on catching flathead and things like that in estuaries when it all went wrong and I ended up pulling a mud crab on one. But today, using this for mangrove jack, there's some things about this lure that I really think help you get the bite. And I have been fishing today beforehand using like a mullet profile lure, some diving lures, and it's only been now that I've changed over that I've started to get this bite. So this little Clone Prawn, I'll see if I can give you a look at it. So hopefully you can see that there, how it's been rigged, and I've used like an EWG hook there. Pardon the fingers, I've been in and around the mangroves all day. But that's it there, and you can see all the little appendages. It's a very realistic profile. It's a very soft plastic, like a really pliable bait. And these little appendages are fantastic for the action of the lure. So they do come off, and I've lost a couple there, which is, it's a shame, but it's a necessary piece of the puzzle, I think, to have it really soft, and that gives it the action that the other lures can't give you. So I think even though you've got a cop, you know, going through a couple in the session, that's what's getting the bite, is these really loose front feelers and everything that are moving, and the movement of the bait. Now on that, while you have a look at this, you can see I don't have a snake locks here. This is a free swinging little size 1 ball sinker. Okay, hopefully you can see that there. And I've done it on the underside of the loop knot, and then I've used one of my little soft beads to keep the twist lock in place. And rigged like that, it looks a little bit awkward at the front end, but rigged like that, it allows, when the sinker goes into the mud, it keeps the little prawn there working, looking like it's just trying to get into the mud, digging a hole. And that's a time when those jacks know they've got to make a decision. So you can see the tail there moving. There's lots of movement in these little baits. They're really, really soft. And I think that's a big part of the reason why I've been getting the bites today, and for the fact that I'm fishing it quite light. There's a jack in there. Look how skinny this is. They're right in this tiny little water in here. I've got to get a flick on. Anyway, so that's it. We'll come back in, we'll get back into the fishing, eh? Oh, just got it. I'm on. Yep. Oh, yep. Good fish too. Trev. I think Trev. Yeah, it's a big dark Trev. I love these ones. They're psycho, these dark Trevs. Wait for this, mate. Don't cut my hand up. I should put a glove on. Look how psycho he is. Just slow down, laddie. Beautiful Trev on the Clone Prawn, and he's a dark one that comes out of this tannin stained water in these mangroves. I love these ones. They go so hard. hard to distinguish from a jack sometimes. They don't hit as hard, but they run fast as. Straight out of the gate, they're amazing. Look at that clone prawn. I just downsized the little ball sinker at the front to try and give it a more realistic approach. A much more realistic fall, and that's a size 1. First cast, boom. Away we go. It's been a real challenge this afternoon because the bite was there and then it went again, and I thought I'd cracked it with this clone prawn. Thought I had it all right, and then it slowed down, but what I did was I've changed to a slightly lighter ball. So all I'm doing is running these little swinging ball sinkers at the front, and that's the weight that gets it down there. But I was thinking, they start to get spooked, the jacks start to spook really easily, and I was thinking that even just that heavier ball, when it hit the surface, the jacks were spooking and not coming out instead. So I went down a size, and now the way that it lands is just so much more realistic, like a little shrimp that's just popping on the surface. I reckon I might get another one now. Might make all the difference. Right, I'll just share with you a couple of tips that have worked for me today. I've been using my electric motor, but it's been mostly down around that speed 2 or 1.5. The stealth around these mangrove areas where it is shallow and you're fishing the shallows with lightly weighted lures, you need to be really quiet. The other thing I've been doing, I've had my drag like really tight because there's no room in there to be able to let the jacks go back into their snags, and that's the case with jack fishing. Always checking your drag, making sure you've got it nice and smooth, and presenting that lure right in as far as you can, and then just sort of bringing it out and then setting it down on those last root systems. That's what worked today. It was pretty slow before that, and it's been a great little bite. All right, we'll see if we can get one more. Oh! Bricked straight away, came out from this tree right here. Have a look at this. This could be a challenge to get back. Oh, he's tied me up on the log. Oh, he run me straight onto the log, the cheeky little bugger. That's not fair. Wow, that's amazing what he's done there. I saw him come out and grab it, and he's gone and put me straight onto a log. You cheeky bugger. Oh. Yep. Oh, beautiful. That's a grunter. Oh, geez, they go hard too. Now, there is absolutely no chance that I will be touching anywhere near this lure because the last time I did that, I got a hook through my hand. That was a punish. Wow. Again on this little prawn, and just tiny little micro. God, they go mad. There we go. Look at that. On the little prawn. He's not happy about it. You're going back to it. It's your lucky day, bud, because they're good eating, these things. Really good eating, but this one's going to go back. There you go, buddy. Just that little free swinging prawn on the EWG hook. I just sat it down on the bottom. He came along and hoofed it off the bottom. Have a look at that. Well, mate. Alright, I want jacks though. I want all red. So this is the kind of stuff that I'm throwing into, and it's these root systems out here that poke out, that generally have the jacks and the action around them. So I'll try and throw right up in the back little shadowed spot there and hop it out, and then drop it right on these end little roots. and that's how I'm getting the bite. If I leave it right in the back there, it can make it impossible to get the fish out, but right on the edge of these roots, they'll still come and grab your lure. And if it's under shadow, so hopefully all of that section through there is a shadowed section, they're the banks that I'm looking for. I'll just quickly run through the gear that I'm using to throw my clone prawn today. So I've got 20-pound line, so 20-pound leader, about 1.5 meters with an FG knot to join onto my 20-pound PowerPro Slick 8 braid. I love this braid, it goes through the guides really well, it's tough in and around the structure and that. And nice and light, so I can cast it all day on my Curado. That's a 200 Shimano Curado, and it's a high gear ratio reel. So they come in like a 7.4, I think, and an 8.5. This is the 8.5, the XG, and I'm throwing it on, this is a 510, so a little bait casting rod. It's called a Bass Raider, and I love it because it's just a little bit lighter in the tip, which allows me to load the rod up and to throw into the mangroves. So that's all it is. It's really light for mangrove jack fishing, and you certainly know when you're on a one, but I love it because all day long I'm getting angles and working around things and trying to tuck the lure into little nooks and crannies to be able to get that bite, and these little setups make all the difference, I reckon. You've got a big drag on these Curados, really smooth, and I'm constantly checking on that, making sure that I've got it set right to rip the jacks out when I hook up.